this presentation, we will look at the impact of public media on neuroscience, specifically perceptions acquired through neuroscientific findings that have been published. As Group 5, we looked at an article and study that looks at the link between brain injuries and criminal behaviour. In December 2017, The Independent published an article regarding the impact of brain lesioning on criminal behaviour. It reports details of a study by a Dr. Richard Darby, a neurologist at the Vanderbilt University, who led the study. The study involved 17 participants who had experienced brain injury and then went on to participate in criminal behaviour despite having no prior history of criminality. Researchers also found 23 other cases where brain injury may have preceded criminal behaviour, although this is not confirmed. It was found that all lesioned areas were part of a brain network involved in moral decision-making. These areas included the medial prefrontal cortex, the orbital frontal cortex, and areas of the bilateral temporal lobe. The potential impact of these findings is that it could lead to alterations in laws and moral expectations of people who have experienced brain injury. It could even be used as an excuse or a justification. However, researchers do express that genetic and environmental factors also contribute to criminality. So that means that not everybody who experiences brain injury will necessarily go on to become a criminal.
The original paper covers 17 cases of patients who, post-brain lesion, began to display criminal behaviours. It found that there was no single area that, when damaged, results in criminal behaviour, as the brain lesions of each individual patient were different. However, through a process they termed network mapping, the scientists found that the patients all shared a network pattern that was unique from the network pattern of those with different neuropsychiatric syndromes. The article also mentions the original 17 lesion cases, saying that the scientists used a wiring diagram of the brain, referring to the network mapping technique they used. It then goes on to quote the neurologist who led the study, Dr. Richard Darby, on the findings of the study, stating that the affected network was involved in moral decision-making, suggesting that their injuries are the cause for their criminal behaviour. The paper makes it clear that although the study shows links between brain lesions and criminal activity, it is not definitive, as there may be alternate reasons for the behaviour. The article also states this again by quoting Dr. Darby, saying that the results have their limitations as genetic, environmental and social factors also play a crucial role. This suggests that any hype created by the article is valid, as it is an accurate interpretation of this article.
There has been an abundance of research on the topic recently. For example, a 2023 study from the journal Nature, which found that people with damage to a certain area of the brain are more likely to commit crimes. The study looked at data from over 800,000 people in the US and found that those with damage to the prefrontal cortex were twice as likely to be convicted of a crime as those without such damage. Such research suggests an interest in the link between brain injuries and criminal behaviour, providing data that supports our original study's findings. Our original study has been cited 147 times by other studies on similar topics, suggesting a large degree of popularity in research into the field. In the media, the study has been recorded as being mentioned 647 times by online users, news sources, blogs, and media such as YouTube videos. However, this only suggests a high degree of popularity for the study around the time it was published, as most of the media created was published at around the same time.
In summary, there is a clear link between brain injuries and criminal behaviour. While this research provides valuable insights, we can predict the importance of brain lesions in determining criminal behaviour. Brain injuries in moral decision-making areas, for example orbital frontal cortex, has been linked with individuals committing crime. Genetic predisposition, upbringing, and social influences all contribute to an individual committing crime. While media attention has drawn focus to brain injuries and criminal behaviour, it mainly focuses on its simplicity. It fails to recognise that the field is complex. Research is still being conducted to this day, providing more evidence to support the original study. Therefore, there is not a definitive answer as to whether this article actually influences media itself. However, it has begun to raise questions and has contributed to the rise of the new field known as neurolaw, which aims to bring neuroscience into criminal courts.